They say I'm live out here in these streets. What do you say? What does the internet say? What's happening, folks? Okay. I see what I got going on here. And then I got this other window that has a delay. I wonder if I should get rid of that other window because it might just mess with my whole vibe. Anyway, what's happening? MJ, good to see you. 2%. 2%, you're early. What's up, T Wayne? Sleeper had to bail. He was asking me about my 4-way MC4 cable. It's in one of my videos. It's in the video where I was troubleshooting the EB70. I put the link in there. There's a bunch of useful links in there. All right. Sir. I was talking to Paycheck about this. I call my kids sir sometimes, my boys. Sometimes. So you could be 28 and I call you sir. So you got it though. You got it for sure. Hey Karma Lee, what's up, Joe Tyson? Always good to see you, man. Always good to see you. What's happening? What's new, Joe? What's new in the stew? UK Stacker, what's happening, man? What time is it there? Because Sleeper show was like, I need to go to bed, man. It's late here. I think you guys are probably about a good 5 to 6 hours ahead. Well, I have a friend, an internet friend, who's like in Sweden or something like that, and he's 6 hours ahead. Water's on deck. It might go quick. So what's good, folks? First things first, obey your thirst. Sprite, all right. Let's talk about the Techoss. I wanted to talk about that real quick. Talk about the winner. I streamlined my whole process just a little bit. But bruh, let's go won the Techoss. And I was happy about that. I'm happy when anybody wins it. But bruh, let's go is a New Orleanian, a fellow New Orleanian. I don't live in New Orleans anymore. I'm from there. And they have a new YouTube channel. I want to say new. You know what I mean? They got a good handful of videos on there. I've been enjoying their content. I'm always looking forward to their stuff. And as they kind of learn and grow, I love their personalities, man. Personality is everything. They get on there, they have fun. They seem like they enjoy each other's company. They talk with each other honestly. I can appreciate that as somebody who is honest with my spouse and my spouse is honest with me. Not reckless, but you know, we don't tiptoe around here. Bruh, let's go. It is spelled BRUHLETSGEAUX. Like this stuff. They won the Techoss. I was excited about that because I feel like they're kind of like in the market for one. So I'm happy to send that to them. I actually sent it off. I tried to send off the Broken Bull back, but it has all these stickers on it. And FedEx was like, nah, fam, we can't send that. So I have to try to go to a distribution center to see if they can ship it. It's a whole thing. Anyway. Oh, Paycheck's here. Nice. I think Paycheck told me not to call him sir, which is always weird, but I oblige as much as I can remember. What's going on? Three Blue Dragons. What's happening? Dominique Unique. I appreciate you for always coming and hanging out. Dominique Unique. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Hey, Tina. What's happening? All in the soul. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. I hope things are going well. You too, MJ. I hope things are going well. You got to update me on like what's going on, what's new in the stew. Shouts to Javi, what's happening? I almost missed you, man. So I do want to take some time to thank people who, not specifically, because I feel like that might be weird. I may get to a point where I thank people personally, but I don't think they do it for that reason. But I want to thank the people who say thanks for coins, whether that's sending a super chat through or hit me up on the Cash App. I just got a PayPal like a week ago or 10 days ago from Siobhan. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that so much. And no amount is too small when somebody decides that they appreciate what you do or they appreciate you and whatever, and they decide to say thanks for coins, that's always a good look. Thank you. Thank you very much. In my personal situation, what I wanted to talk about is I'm finding, and I may have mentioned this before, but I'm finding more and more synergy with my solar setup and all of these power stations I have going on. Like right now, no lie, I was just telling my man Wayne that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 power stations over here that are charged. And the reason why is because I basically found like this groove of like having my power stations. It's like, man, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Y'all missed out on the bonus video because y'all won't check the Patreon yet. You got to go and check the Patreon. Let me be clear about something. The Patreon is a paid membership type of thing, but I make free posts over there as well. All of my posts that I made over there have been public, so you don't even have to sign up for an account to view them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that for a few months, kind of see if the Patreon gains any traction. I have a very small amount of subscribers to start a Patreon. That's an arbitrary thing. It just depends on whether or not people value you enough to contribute monthly to support the vision, you know, fuel legit, right? But I've been making posts over there, and I posted a video which I don't feel like is a top tier video. I don't designate videos that way, but I don't think it's like a mainstream video that would appeal to the masses. But I posted a video over there about me getting my power stations out of the cold. So y'all can go and check that out if you want to watch it. I think it has like 2 views, and one of them is me. The other one's probably Wayne. And I had to remind him to check it out because I needed his opinion on something. So I'm kind of still finding my way with the Patreon, but I am making posts over there. I am, you know, recording videos that I intend to share directly to Patreon. Like I said, right now, I'm not putting those videos under the paid tier. I make them publicly, which means you can view them. You don't have to pay anything just yet. I'm just kind of finding my way. But if you want to drop them coins, if you committed like you read about, then you could do that. But anyway, so I made a video about me basically getting my power stations out of the cold. So I have 2 panels, loose panels out there that I can put into typically my Jackery and my Rockpals, because the Oupes is weird, man. Okay, I gotta remind me to talk about the Oupes. I got an update for y'all. Because the Oupes is being weird. So I basically had to pull my Jackery into rotation to use that 8mm port that comes in. So I can charge those 2 devices off of those 2 panels. I don't have to daisy chain them to anything, which is great. So I have the Big Blue in my garage. I have the Bull Bat in the EB70, the EB120 down in my basement. All 3 of those are getting their own separate solar from their own separate panels. I have the EcoFlow that is getting solar. I have the EB70 that is getting solar. And then I have the 2 Rockpals and the Jackery that are getting solar on their own. And I found there's so much synergy that I even have a loose panel up on my balcony where I used to do my lives that I barely use. I have to lay that one flat. I can't angle it anyway because of how the roof situation is set up. I just have to lay it flat on the banister, and that'll give me about 40 watts. So I may take like the Go Labs. If the Go Labs is like low, I'll put that out there, or I'll take the Sateki. My Sateki still has the charging issue. They sent me the stuff to fix it, but I haven't done it yet. And I don't know if I plan to do it. I just have so much other stuff going on. But because that one puts out 40 watts flat, then I don't have to do anything major, and it can charge that device with, while it is a 100-watt panel. Because the problem is 100-watt panels had an issue with charging the Sateki, or the Sateki had an issue being charged from 100-watt panels. It would continually cycle and drop the voltage, drop the amps, and then try to go back up and go back down. I actually saw that behavior another way. I recorded a video, but Sateki already addressed it. They fixed it. So, you know, ain't no reason to put that video out. If I had Patreon back then and I was in the swing of things, I probably would have put that video on Patreon as well, because The whole idea of Patreon is people who want to support you and they get extra little benefits and nuggets and whatever because of it. So, boom. Let me talk about the Oupes real quick. So wait. Let me finish this thought out. So you think about that. I have essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 4 200-watt panels, one Renogy, one HQST. I have 7 panels that are charging seven power stations. The only thing that really leaves out is I don't typically put the Energizer on a solar panel. I don't typically put the Go on a solar panel. And I haven't been putting the 2 Oupes on a solar panel. So that's 4 power stations that really don't get power. They have to be charged from something else. But all of those other things can get power all on their own, and they will get filled up throughout the day. So I'm living a dream. Summer is going to be crazy because the sun is overhead pretty much all day. It's going to be a good time and a slightly frustrating time. Not frustrating, but I'm going to just be kind of bouncing. Hopefully by the time summer really hits, I have like my first big, like heavy duty power station. Maybe it'll be Sateki. Maybe I'll get to the point where Bluetti may send me an AC 200p. I know Jason Noy got one, but Jason Noy is at like 15,000 subs now. Yeah. But I think he was at like, when he got over 10, I feel like I started to see a little more activity with companies being generous. So that's the aim. I'm not necessarily an arbitrary person who wants subs, but subs do serve as a marker of success still in some people's eyes. So I may kind of do like a road to 10,000 type of thing where I won't necessarily be pushy about subs, but I may start encouraging people to subscribe because it's utilitarian. Other than that, it's a vanity number. Let me see what y'all snapping and trapping about. I've been running my mouth for a while. All in the Souls comment is still up. 2% dropped some coins. Look at 2%. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that. Let's scroll up a little bit. Thank you, man. I can't say thank you enough when that stuff happens, but I feel like why I keep saying the same thing over and over. All right. Joe Tyson says having a little supper. That's an interesting term. That's that. Yeah, you don't hear that often. Supper. Trying to stay under the radar. I dig that. Let's see. Cool. Thank you. Beats, what's happening, man? What's happening? I'm cooling, man. I'm cooling. Good to see you. Melissa, good to see you too. I ain't gonna ever forget Melissa because she got them 2 Bluetti AC 200Ps. And one of them stored away last time we talked about it. So that's what's up. Man, it'd be nice to have a AC 200P. It's not my favorite device, but that thing is a beast because I'm super picky, but it's a beast. Jeez. It's out, Padre. Boom. I'll talk about your situation. Or maybe I'll keep that a little bit detached. You let me know. Hey, there he is. My man and my girl. I don't talk to his wife as much. I usually talk to the husband. But bro, let's go is in the house. That's what's up. Y'all should check out that channel. I talked about them earlier, but anyway, I like the content. I personally enjoy the content. I personally enjoy them. The content is cool too, especially because they be kind of like in the South and stuff like that. Yeah, y'all thumbs up. Why not? What's up, Truth Mirage? Nice to see you. I'm glad you caught the live. What's going on, Joe Trot? What's happening? Good to see you. Hopefully having main solar power station. Jason Orr reviewed the bigger Sateki today. I saw that. I just didn't have time to watch it. I can't wait to check it out. It had me thinking like, okay, I need to put my Sateki video out because I have the device too. I've been checking it out. I just realized, no lie, y'all, that thing doesn't have pass-through charging. it kind of blew my mind. It really did. It blew my mind because I hadn't been using it in that way. I've been kind of like using it as I've been dumping from the bull bat into the Sateki, the bigger one. And then I kind of just use it around the house as I see fit. It has a really quiet fan. The fan does not come on typically unless you're charging at a very fast speed. I love that. So I would throw it behind my TV all the time. I'd put my internet in my router. Oh, I got a new router. Give you an update about that. The guy, no lie, I went to go pick up the router. I have Verizon Fios. It's one of their newer cylindrical routers that's faster and blah, 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 so on and so forth. The dude was, it sells for $300. He had it listed for like $250, maybe something like that. $250? I think I paid $150 for it. So that was a good look. So we went to scoop it up. I took the family with me. We all went for a ride. And then when he said he didn't use it, I was like, oh, he said the previous owners used it. And I thought, I'm always concerned about stuff like that because I think about cell phones, how people can sell you something and then it can stop working because it's blacklisted, or it can not work because it's blacklisted. I got burned like that one time real good. It was right at the onset of T-Mobile starting to finance devices. Fun times. It was for a Note 3, by the way. So I was checking it out, and when he told me that it was from the previous occupiers of the apartment, I was like, oh man. So I bought a power station with me. Actually, I bought the Sateki, I believe, because it's nice and portable. Not the bigger one, my smaller one. It's around here somewhere, I believe. I bought that one with me and I plugged it up, and I was hoping to see the wireless hotspots at least pop up, but they didn't. And it was cold, by the way. It wasn't freezing, but it was cold. So the dude was like, go ahead and take it home. Make sure it works. I trust you. You know, just if it works, just send me the money. Like I'd already had like his CashApp or his Venmo or whatever. So he let me take it home without paying him. I was very appreciative of that. I was like, shout out to integrity and Jesus for being raised right to honor my word and stuff like that. So that was cool. That was cool. I was really appreciative of that. That he let me take it home, power it up, and make sure it worked. So I did that, and now I have a new router. So there you go. So I usually use the Sateki behind the TV. I charge it up with the bull back, and then I bring it around wherever I need it. And because it's quiet, I use it on the TV all the time. I'm looking forward to watching Jason Noy's video. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Get the kids some chips. That money's coming to me. These kids don't get nothing. Hey guys, I need y'all to be a little more on the quiet side, please. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Hey Susie, what's happening? Yeah, that's you. Wildin'. Got an email today that EcoFlow is having a Valentine's Day sale for anyone interested in that brand. That's what's up. Nice. Hey, they're approaching 200. Last time I checked, they were at 188, I believe, 188 subs. South Padre says you gotta run. Gotta run to grab dinner. I will follow your lead. Ask Guy regarding the email correspondence. Be right back. Okay, I dig that. B3 Outdoors, what's going on, sir? How you doing? Are you optimistic about the EB3A? I was just talking with somebody. I didn't know what the name was, but Auntie Blessings told me about the EB1, and she was like, you know, it's going to be 600 watts, and it's going to be really affordable. And I looked into it briefly, and I saw that basically this was my understanding, what I interpreted from the thing. I haven't looked at it more than once, so don't quote me on this. But my understanding is that it's just like the EcoFlow in that the inverter is much more capable than the watt hours that backs it up. So I think people thought that it was going to be like a 600 watt hour for $300, and that's not what I pulled away from whatever I saw. So yeah, I'll see what y'all say as it relates to that. No AC pass through. Nope, it does not. I was shocked. Hey Denise, what's up? Thank you for the shout out. Hey, you know, I'll take that. Solar Sensei all day. Man, I look, we all got space to shine, even in the solar space. You know what I mean? It's like I think media and watching think media videos and me just being like a community minded person to begin with, it's like people are not your competition. They are your collaborators. You know what I mean? So it's like I shout out people from day one. Let's see. Basically, I had a faulty brick, so it wouldn't charge properly. They asked that I send them a video of the issue, and I did. They said I needed a new system after reviewing that video. Oh, okay, okay. I got you. Hmm. That's interesting. I'd be still trying to think about a way that I could use that. You could essentially, don't get me to making stuff up, but I feel like even if you bought a power brick for something else, it should be able to work on that dip. Um, Man, I can't get caught up in that because I be trying to use stuff. Like I got these two Oupes down here and I use both of them. The first Oupes is weird. It won't charge from the solar. It does weird stuff. I still need to circle back to the current Oupes because I figured something out. But man, if it still works in any capacity, y'all know I used that wackery till the point that I gave it away. It got to a point where I had to like make myself stop using it because the solar input got weird. But man, I use my dips. I use them 100%. What y'all talking about? Did you see Will Prowse on his disappointment with the EcoFlow Delta Pro? Interesting demo. I did not see that. Was that today? Jeez, I missed a. I watched his two current videos, and that's way over my head. But I was watching just to watch because that stuff, it makes deposits in your brain, and listen, people reach out to me because I talk about solar and all that jazz. If y'all knew how many times I watched Will Prowse's micro generator review, I watched that video so many times because one, I was trying to understand it. You know what I mean? Like what he was talking about in that video. And he had all these things that just natively came to him because he's a person who's into solar. Like he was talking about current and amps and amp limiting and over paneling. And this one charges at that. There was a lot of stuff I understood just basic on a basic level because I've always been into electricity from not from a tinkering standpoint, but from a like I had like a lot of USB devices. I'm into cell phones and I had like little chargers and I wanted to know how fast chargers charge certain phones so I can maximize. And that's when phones charge at like 5 watts and 10 watts. You was charging at 10 watts, you was fast charging. Now they charge at like 40 watts now, 30 watts. Stuff is crazy. Um, but some of that stuff kind of made sense, volts and amps in that regard. But I watched that video so many times, man, trying to understand those concepts. So sometimes I'll watch a Will Prowse video just so the stuff kind of I can get it in my brain and start connecting dots like, oh, okay, cool. When he says current, he means amps. Or not that they mean the same thing, but they kind of work together. They're like, anyway. So I gotta check that out. He said he was happy with the Bluetti dip, the AC 3000, 300. I don't know if he said he was really happy with the AC 200 Max. I think he said he was very happy with that AC 3000 though. I keep saying 3000, 300. Hey, Nicole. Good to see you. Brother Wayne, what's happening? That blue button is trolling. That blue balloon is trolling in the background. You see me trolling. That is from my baby girl's birthday. And my wife got some shark balloons for the boys because they're into sharks and stuff. And they just got into tornadoes. I've always been into tornadoes. Even as a kid, I've always been into weather. I'm like afraid of weather, but also intrigued by it. It rained a lot in thunderstorms and all that jazz. So anywho, I asked did I need to send the old one back because I couldn't use it, at least in my mind. Guy said, have a nice day. I can't use it with the brick itself, but it works with solar. Interesting. Man, I'd love to be in that situation. I would use the one that works with solar to charge the one that works with the brick. That's what I would do. Hey, you know what I mean? Think Media is free education on YouTube. Yeah, man, for sure. T, T Wayne said Will has a very large brain. He's a bright guy. He's certainly a bright guy. I've had some conversations with him on Instagram that were very cool, interesting. I talk about race with everybody, so we kind of went down that path. Um, he has an I want to say he has an inappropriate sense of humor, but I have an inappropriate sense of humor, so I'm not saying it in a bad way. But he loves like memes and stuff like that on his Instagram. So you find stuff in there that's if you're sensitive, don't do it because it does some yeah yeah. I am love. I haven't. What's going on? Good to see you. Just cooked out today on the top of a mountain in the snow. We fried up some fajitas with the AC 200p. I am love. You do that often, right? I feel like you told me before about you kind of getting out there and cooking with your device. I'm pretty sure that was you. What's going on, brother Dwayne? Peace to you, sir. Regenerative life, Wayne. I say, same to you, man. Same to you. I have always loved loud thunderstorms. I'm scared of them. Not terrified or anything like that, but man, it's like you remember they probably still do it, but I don't have live TV, but live TV they would like play that little sound and then the weather strip would come across the bottom and interrupt whatever you were watching. I used to hate when that happened, man. I used to hate it. We just watched Twister, B3. We just watched it. It's one of like it's a classic to me. I love Twister. I love all the weather and kind of doomsday movies. I want to watch Take Shelter again. I remember when that movie first came out. Me being a person that was into weather, I was like gripped by it. And it's funny because I have a very peculiar taste, and I tend to gravitate towards really like cool, dope things. Um, and I like that movie, like it was, I was like, man, that looks dope. And I wanted to watch it and stuff like that. And it turns out that a lot of people like it because it's a dope, just like storytelling and all that jazz. I need to watch it again. I need to definitely watch Take Shelter again. It's a good movie. That new white River Max Pro came in and it's a beast at 725 watts. Now, 725 watt hours, or is the inverter 725 watts? Help me out all in this. So, a bad thing I noticed, it gets really hot and the different USB ports are all putting out the same wattage. I wrote tech support. Interesting. That's interesting. About the fan, the USB ports. Yes, I do. Nice. That's what's up. Day After Tomorrow is a good one about weather too. Day After Tomorrow, man, classic. I actually have a Plex server that runs off of a Raspberry Pi. If y'all don't know what a Raspberry Pi is, this little single board computer. I could probably show you one if you're not familiar. It's a little single board computer that runs Linux, and I installed Plex on it, right? And my Plex server runs off of something this big. Let's pull it back so it could focus. So it has Ethernet, USB A 3.0, 2.0, and it has a couple like mini HDMI, micro HDMI, something like that. It has a headphone jack on it, and it's powered over USB-C. The reason why I got this, y'all, it's all connected. This thing uses barely any power. Barely any power. So I used to have to run Plex off of my wife's computer, off of my computer, and those things can use 10 watts when they're charged. They use even more when they're running and doing something. So I'm always kind of into this idea of having stuff that I can power if my power goes out. So I was very intrigued by the Raspberry Pi because it doesn't use a lot of power. And I could like my whole freaking Plex server, it takes like storage. You have to put an SD card in it or a USB hard drive or something like that. It doesn't have the storage built in. But yeah, this runs my Plex server. And I have Twister on there. I have Day After Tomorrow, I have 2012 on there. I have all of like our classic movies back when you would buy a movie and you could like rip it from the DVD. Now, I don't pirate movies. God convicted me because I used to. We used to go to Redbox and then rip them and put them in our movie collection. But I got convicted, and God was like, "Yo, you don't need to be operating like that." So I stopped doing it. That's my conviction personally. That's between me and the good Lord. So I stopped doing it. But all of the movies that we have on our Plex server, we actually own. So it's stuff like The Negotiators on there, Shooters on there, Transformers, Safe House, Remember the Titans. Like I said, Twister, Day After Tomorrow, all of that stuff, man, all of that stuff. And the kids love Twister V3. They loved it. They enjoy it thoroughly. My oldest son is definitely into it in a way that I'm into it. And I want to get him some books about it so that it's not always screen time, where he can kind of open something up and learn about thunderstorms or see the pictures and stuff like that. Because that's what I did as a child. I would go to the library and get books and stuff. You need to read 1 second after. Interesting. I feel like message me, Joe. I play Rain and Thunderstorms on YouTube. It rarely rains here. Yeah, I don't need that charge. Y'all can have it. Have you watched Don't Look Up? I haven't. I'm out of them. I've entered into like a non-movie phase in my life. I'm not into movies. I used to watch movies and documentaries and shows and stuff all the time. Like, I'm very intellectually thirsty in that regard, but I'm good on movies right now. I'm into like shows now. I need like beginning, middle, end, and I need it to be done. It could kind of stretch out over a couple episodes, but the way movies are set up now, I don't have that time to sit down for 90 minutes. I'll watch like the first 15 minutes in theory, because I don't do it. The first 15 minutes, maybe like something in the middle, and then the last 15 minutes. And how it works out is my wife will watch a movie and I'll be like on the couch with her, maybe, or doing something else. So I kind of get the gist of what the movie is, but I have not watched Don't Look Up. That's a long answer to your question. Long story long. Who here looks at the thunder and rain sleep videos? Puts me to sleep. Yeah, MJ just said that. He did a second follow-up video after a subscriber suggested a fix, and he was not disappointed with the EcoFlow. He was very happy with the Delta Pro. Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna have to watch the video. That's for sure. Hey, I can. What's happening? Google needs to stop playing. I need to know if it's really you. I said it was me. What are you talking about, 2%? Okay, 72 watt is the capacity. Thanks, All in the Soul. Let's see. Yeah, it's interesting. The Raspberry Pi, it can do a lot of cool little things. I liked it also because Linux doesn't track you as much as Windows does. So if I ever got into a space where, if my setup was kind of right, what I would do is I would start diversifying my computer usage, where I would do some stuff on Linux and then I would do some stuff on Windows. I actually said that I would install Linux on my main computer when I got one, but I haven't done it yet to kind of like dual boot them. But yeah, Linux is, good stuff. And the Raspberry Pi OS is very like user friendly. It's not the fastest thing. I mean, it's a computer with an ARM processor and like 8 gigs of memory. One of them has 4 gigs of memory. That's the one that I have my Plex server on. I also want to get into the RetroPie gaming for my kids because I want them to be able to play like older, simpler games. But I haven't set out to do that yet. So, but I like it. Yeah, Day After Tomorrow's classic. It's classic. So I experimented using a Rally power station. I got 33 watts going to the Go Labs. The nice thing about the Rally, which also has a jumper cable and a 140 watt, and it also has a crank. That's interesting. Okay, very interesting. Truth Mirage. I know, right? Get you all the way right. I remember telling one of my young bros unofficially, like during a point where we didn't have any kids, We had like a bunch of kids who lived with us in some capacity, like kids we were close to at the church. And I remember telling him like about the decisions that we make, and I equated it to this idea of Super Mario. And it's like, man, you make these decisions, and you never know when you make a decision that sends you down a path where you got to look up and see all of those coins up at the top, and you went at the bottom. So it's like I don't want to be missing out on my coins. You know what I mean? That's actually not where coins comes from, but it's an interesting correlation. Can you do best in show for me? I don't know what that means. I'm not following you. I run my Plex server on my Synology. Blah, blah, blah. It will transcode HD video if necessary. Yeah, that's one thing the Pi can't do is transcode. You got to play it in original, but I prefer to play it in original anyway because it's faster. And I do all my streaming local network, Joe. But I was looking into the Synology. Wayne has Synology related stuff, but that stuff is not cheap. At least that's my understanding of it. I need to get some like RAID storage or something like that so I can have some redundancy. If we could only harness the power of lightning, I'm sure we could. I don't know how, but we certainly got rods and all that. New Jack Reacher, yes or no? I like it. I like it. I like it more than that new shooter they came out with a couple years ago. New Jack Reacher is popping. I'm talking about a lot of stuff that ain't solar related. I mean, y'all just want to go along for the ride. I was telling my wife that I like the fact that the movies are light. This new Jack Reacher show seems like there's a little bit of darkness and kind of despair. They talked about him being set up and stuff like that. Man, I'm not into that, man. We have enough struggles and challenging and despair. This is not related to Jack Reacher, but it's another reason why I couldn't watch The Walking Dead. It's like there's enough like despair just in general, and problems and all that jazz. Let alone for Black people, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't need to be depressed by fictional TV. But the Jack Reacher is cool. I like it, but it's like I kind of feel like they're taking away some of his like almost like superhero-esque nature, like his ability to just kind of overcome circumstances, be the best guy in a room. I like stuff like that. Mm-mm-mm. They said I signed out and they needed to know if it was me and said, oh, okay. And they asked again. Yeah, Google got to get it together. What's up, Diva? It's been a while, man. How are things? I hope everything is well with you and your family, your folks. Hey, Siobhan. I thanked you earlier for, I think you shared some coins with me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Uh-oh. Mrs. is yelling at somebody. I only like the Jackery 300. I mean, like, I like the Jackery 300. I don't have any beef with Jackery. I think the slow walking technology, I've always held that position. They need to get it together. I don't like that their 1500 and their 2000 use like a proprietary 8mm. That's weird. I also don't like that you have to use their parallel adapter and you have to use their panels. Don't quote me on the have to use their panels part, but in order to use the parallel adapter, you have to have two panels. You can't even use one panel at a time. It's weird. Minuteman Prep did a good review on the Jackery 1500 where he talked about these problems that he had. So I'm not a big fan of Jackery. The Jackery products, they're not high on the technology, but they work. You know what I mean? You very rarely hear people having a problem with a Jackery. So if that's appealing to you to have something that works, but is not necessarily worth all the money you spent on it, and there's better options that you can get for possibly less, you can go with Jackery. Interesting. What are you talking about, Joe? High school girls. Really? Okay. I don't know what Joe's talking about. Okay, didn't see the follow. We'll be going over there when we're done. I dig that. Okay, yeah, we gotta go all see what Will Prouse is talking about. Says, have you seen Back to the Future? We have harnessed the power of lightning. Sure. All right. You were saying about your convictions. I just asked, can you bootleg me that movie Best in Show? Oh, okay, okay. Nah, I can't do that. I don't even mess around with that stuff anymore. BitTorrent and all that jazz where you can kind of get. Nah, I'm nah. He said, "Love The Walking Dead, man. I'm good on all of that. I'm good. I started watching it, but it's like, dude, as soon as they get into something regular, here come the zombies. Who wants to live like that? I don't want to live like that." All right, so, um, wow, man. And then it's like, nah, charge Walking Dead, man. You can keep that. That many unique says she gets bored. Why are y'all carrying so much? All y'all been doing is bringing stuff down. Is mommy still upstairs? Okay, okay, okay. Go Labs had me all day long with the R300. Yeah, the Go Labs is cool. I was hoping they would send me that R500. If they did, depending on how heavy it was, I was gonna give away my R300 because I feel like 500 watt hour devices are really becoming my jam, as that lady on that commercial that annoys me says all the time. But 300 watts, they're cool. They're cool. They're light. I dig it. I dig it. But because I have so many devices, instead of having two 300 watts, I would kind of rather have one 600 or one 500. So it's a whole thing. Yeah, Jackery be wilding. Man, okay. Sunday Backyard Farmer, what's happening? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you, sir. Purpin on the Creek, what's happening, man? What's happening? I was talking to Purpin on the Creek about his Jackery video. His Jackery video was good. I enjoyed it. I was thinking about something with Jackery, and I wanted to go back to his video. I thought about him because he made some very good catches about that Jackery 300. So I was going back to watch that. I didn't get a chance to, but I wanted to go back because there's some nuggets in there for sure. So the Milin came. I got it. What's the day? Wednesday. I probably got it Monday. I've done my discharge charge cycle, and my impression so far is the fan is a little rough. It's a little rough, but the fan doesn't just turn on arbitrarily. It turns on, I guess, when it gets hot. It was quiet for a while. It's sitting right here. I can lift it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The Milin came today. Reverse. Jeez, that's big. It's not super heavy though, and it's top light. It's like bottom heavy. If you look, I don't know if you can see that, but you can almost see right through it. It's like all fan right here, all fan, and then the batteries kind of seem like they're right here. But it's cool. One of the can y'all see these little things right here? One of my things was gone, but it just fell out in the plastic, so I just popped it back in. It's like a little screw hole cover, but it's cool. It's cool. I didn't even charge it via I did not charge it via AC because a lot of these new power stations, they have USB-C in. So you got to do your first charge discharge cycle, right? Is it? Yeah, charge discharge. I do a charge discharge charge, right? But I had the grand idea of, like, I always want to charge stuff from solar, but I want the charge to be steady, and solar charging is not steady. So I've since been in a space where I use the AC adapter because that's typically what they come with. And most of these power stations, when I first got into it, they didn't have USB-C charging. But because this one had 90 watt charging, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna charge this via a power station, and I think I did that. Did I? Yeah, my first charge was via, and it took forever to charge. It took forever to charge. It was at 99% fire. No lie, 3 hours. And I think what that is, because Minute Man Prep did a video about the Big Blue, and the Big Blue never hit 100% for him. And he said he made that point, and then somebody commented, and they were like, "That's why you got it. You got to calibrate the display. That's why you have to do the charge and discharge cycle." And I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what I suspect happened with the Milin is that it wasn't actually where it was. The screen showed it at 73%. It probably wasn't really at 73%. I did notice some inconsistencies with the power readout. I actually did a video on it. I have yet to post that video. I wanted to just post it right to Patreon as well, which I think I'm kind of going to do. It's like I want a repository for these videos that are not really, because you do a certain thing for YouTube, and then casual videos that so what I have to do now is I have to make them unlisted and then put them on Patreon, and then you can watch them right in the Patreon feed. So I think that's what I'm leaning towards. I kind of do this like weighing the outcomes of everything. Okay, cool. Had to look at the time real quick. So I charged it from DC, basically. That's long story long. I charged it from DC instead of AC. So it wasn't a whole lot of loss. I was happy with that. And then the second time I did the charge, I used my EB120 because that dip was pretty much full. So I dumped 600 watts probably of that into the Milin. And it's cool. You know what I mean? I'm happy to have it for the price that I paid for it. I still have to kind of keep testing. The fan kind of turns on when it needs to. And that's even at 35 watts. Like I had my laptop and my monitor on it, and I thought it was just going to be quiet sailing. But then after about 30 minutes, that fan turned on. And I was like, it wasn't bad, but it's a little harsh. Just a little bit. Like that Best Tech inverter, that fan is really harsh. And it feels really like cheap. But this fan is kind of like somewhere in the middle or closer to the smooth fan operation side. All right, let me see what y'all snapping and trapping about. What was the last time Jackery updated the design? I don't think they've ever updated the design. They updated the screen in their 1500 and 2000, but yeah, the design is the same. I know Will was giving them a bit of a hard time. Just saying like, yeah, they just keep making it bigger. They don't redesign anything. It just gets bigger. I like that name, Prepping on the Creek. Isn't that cool? And the content matches the name and everything. You think about the creek, you think about somebody like, being about their business, going about their life, taking it easy, you know what I mean? And that his videos have that feel. I appreciate that. Manuel Pascual. I have a Rockpals 300. What would be which 300, man? Rockpals has at least 3 Rockpals 300s. Yeah, they have a couple of them. You gotta help me out there. Do you have the one that I have, Manuel? Because that one takes 72 watts of solar. It's the Rock Power one, and any 100 watt panel will work. Did it come with? I don't know if it came with the solar cable though. I don't think it did. So you need something that goes to 5525, or you need an MC4 if you get a rigid panel. You need an MC4 to 5521. I'm sorry, I said 5525. That's a 5521 port. What's up, mama? Oh, she got the dupe in the piper. Funky, funky. You knew that? I power my hydroponic garden with my solar generator. I love it. That's what's up. Let's see. I know you're all about your solar, me as well, but found a device called the Ktor Power Box, 50 watt pedal generator for cloudy days. Listen, man, listen. I've been into trying to power devices for a long time. I'm a techie, and I like cell phones and all that jazz. Ktor is something I've been familiar with for a long, long time. I've always wanted that device. But back then, I don't even know if YouTube was all that popping when it came out. Because you definitely couldn't find a review on it. And I was trying to find I think it was around the time when YouTube was still around, or YouTube was around maybe early on. I was trying to find how much output it could get. Like, you still can't really find a good video on. It's funky too. Mm-hmm. These are one of your. This is one of your funkier diapers. Yeah. Oh, I got something for you. So yeah, I love the idea of the Ktor, but I don't know that it was ever really that impressive, and it's still kind of hard to find a video that really shows you how much real power output you can get. Also, I don't know that that dip has kept up with the times. Back then, remember I was talking about like 5 watt devices, 10 watt devices, but now, man, stuff is power hungry. So I don't know if the Ktor is where it's at, but having something for when it's cloudy is a good look. But even on a cloudy day, if you had a 200 watt panel, you could get 5 to 10 watts out of it. You could get 7 to 8 watts. And you think about that, like, why be out here pedaling at night? Different thing. But yeah, something to think about. Something to think about. I've been using one of my power stations to power my 12-volt heated throw. I came this close, and I'm kind of inching there to just buying the AC one, because the AC one, what's the guy, Cheap RV Living? He did a video on a bunch of them, and I was just listening to it. I couldn't really watch. I had other stuff I needed to do. I probably could have watched it at 2x. I probably will go back and watch it at 2x. But he came away kind of impressed with the Sunbeam. So I thought about getting that one. It's going to use a lot more power than I wanted to use, but I feel like it may put out the kind of heat that I want to put out. So 100 watts, 125 watts, sitting on the couch or whatever, keeping warm. I might just have to take that inefficient use of power L. I might have to. I might have to. What's going on? All right, good to see you, man. I'm still waiting for my Milin. I got you. I got you. They were saying that mine was gonna come on the 6th, but it ended up coming on the 7th. The 6th was a Sunday. I didn't think it was gonna show up, so it came the next day. You use it to charge your razor? Like, what do you mean? A literal razor? Like shave your face razor? Hey, Darlene. Good to see you. Auntie Blessings. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, Bob of Cheap RV Living. It's a relatively recent video, too. It was probably about a week or two ago. Was watching your budget power station while attempting to comment suddenly. Then you are live. Hope the missus had a nice weekend. Babe, did you have a nice weekend? No. She said, no. Yes. Yes. So like, otherwise, no. But that weekend, yes, it was a nice weekend. She did. What's going on, Psalm 4610? Am I reading that right? Psalm 4610. What's up? I'm chilling. Cool. Good to see you. Dinner is served. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Okay. So another thing I wanted to tell y'all about is all the Rockpals panels are on sale. I was just talking with somebody. I have a trouble remembering the names in these moments, but I was talking with somebody about panels, and it was somebody who was no, never mind. I talk with a lot of people, not a lot of people, but enough to where I can't remember it. But all of the Rockpals are on sale. There's 100 watt Rockpals. I'm pretty sure it was Bro Let's Go, but there's 100 watt Rockpals panel. I think it's the one that I'm pretty sure it's the one that doesn't have any legs, but it's on sale for like 130 or 140. The one that I have is on sale for like 180 something. And then they have another one that has the MC4 connections. It's a little hard to decipher what's what. Jason Oy actually has a video comparing all of his solar panels, and he talks about the Rockpals, and I think he has 2 of them. He has the one without the legs, and he has the one with the legs. I have one right here, and the thing that I'm most impressed with the Rockpals is that the size. The size is really compact. It's a quad fold panel. You know what I mean? I still need to do a video on it. I'm probably about to do. I'm either gonna do this a techie video next, and then or I'll do like 3 videos on these solar panels, or I may do like 6 videos on solar panels because I have a bunch of like rigid panels I need to. I shouldn't say bunch, but I have a couple rigid panel videos that I need to do. But they're all on sale. So if y'all are in the market for, excuse me again. If y'all are in the market for a folding solar panel, the Rockpals are on sale. I wanted to put a link in my description because I knew I was going to be talking about it, but it's like 3 panels and it's like weird. And it's just like, if y'all ever want to buy something and you want your boy to get a couple coins from the purchase, just click on any of my links and that'll work out in my favor, I suppose. I suppose it will. LVP, what's happening? Okay. Notice that Costco is selling the EcoFlow. Yeah, they kind of ebb and flow with it. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Actually, I talked to Rhea. I think it's Rhea Shackham Radio. And we're going to try and do the live together next week, next Wednesday. And I want to talk with her about the EcoFlow ecosystem. So I want to get her take on that. And she has some other things that she brings to the table. But I'm looking forward to, hanging out with her on the live stream. We'll see how that goes. Would they work with a Jackery 290? What's the Jackery 290? Is that like the Jackery 240, but from Home Depot for a little more capacity? They will work. I mean, you may have to buy something depending on which one you get. If you get the one with all of the adapter plugs and it has 8mm, which it should, usually all of those adapter plugs have 8mm, then it'll work with the Jackery. It should. Have you reviewed any units by this company? Oupes, I have. I have a video on the Oupes now. Let's talk about the Oupes. So, yeah, some of y'all know I reached out to Oupes. I talked about it on one of the lives. I reached out to Oupes because I had a problem where I'm actually going to try and put that video out soon. I need to email them to get like their official response. Like, hey, is your official response to my issue that it's not compatible with this panel? But anyway, I'm going to share this with them as well. I had my SunPower Renogy cell, which is called the Renogy Eclipse. I got it for $150. I said if that panel ever went down to $160 again, I was going to buy it. It went down to $150 and I grabbed one. I had some assistance with grabbing one, from the whole YouTube, whatever. We'll just keep it at that. But basically, your generosity, I was able to get one. And I had that one charging the Oupes. And the Oupes was pulling in 12 watts. I'm like, why is this pulling in 12 watts? Full sun, nothing crazy. So long story short, I took the thing off and I plugged in the Techoss, which, let's go one. And it was getting 66 watts. So I hit up Oupes and they were like, yeah, it must not be compatible with a panel. And I'm like, how are these people talking about this idea of your stuff not being compatible with a rigid panel? I'm just like, what? Bullbat was telling me that the idea of their cable not working with a rigid panel. Joe Try and some others talked about the idea that maybe the polarity is reversed, and they say, well, there's no standard for wiring cables. I'm like, I get that, but y'all don't test y'all stuff with rigid panels. Like, why? Why wouldn't you do that? So anyway. So what happened was I was messing around with the Oupes, and here is what I discovered. I still have to test this. I was charging it up again because it does charge. So I'm like, if you're telling me that something's incompatible, then it should never work. But I've never really run into an issue. But what I discovered is either, okay, I think what happens is, and this is like an old power station issue. I don't know why this device has this issue. I don't even know if it has. I'm prefacing this a lot before I say this. if I block that panel, or if that panel doesn't get sun for any amount of time, I don't think that the Oupes can adjust back to the higher voltage. So what I had to do, and this was very specific, I had to unplug the Oupes from the panel, turn it off, turn it back on, and then plug the panel back in. And then it started the MPPT, whatever, or the display started to show that it was pulling in what it would normally pull in from that panel. So let me see what y'all think about that. I was speechless. I'm glad I figured out a way to kind of make this device charge from solar, because what I've been doing is when any of my devices are overflowing, I've been charging it from USB-C, and I'll even pull out the AC adapter, because the USB-C, just compared to the capacity, it'll take all day to charge it, and I'm not into that. So I'll charge it from because it does support dual charging, so I'll use the AC adapter and I'll use USB-C. So that's what I found. It is what it is, I guess. So I'm going to email them and let them know, and then see what their take is. I may put the video up on Patreon, like just a little clip that I shot. I shot it vertically because I thought it was going to be a short, but as I'm discovering, I just need to stop shooting for shorts unless I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. But they always tend to be this saga that unveils into like 2 or 3 videos, and sometimes even more. So I think I shot this one like I shot something like the right way. But yeah, man, I'm glad I have a way to figure it out, but I feel like it shouldn't do that. And the only reason why, I guess in any case, you kind of do what you have to do to get your stuff to work, right? But if that's what you have to do, then I'm glad I can be able to put a possible solution out there for people who have Oupes devices. I'll probably reach out to Jason Noy to see if he can test this with his Oupes. And, you know, kind of go from there. All right. Do you use the Aguei panels? I do not. I have not used the Aguei panels in a while, mainly because it's snowing all the time. And going to lay out one of those dips in the snow it's inconvenient. But I don't even think during the summer I would. So, you kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I'm going to give the Aguei panels away. So let's just panels. I'm going to give the Aguei panel away because I don't know if I'll use it. I don't think I will. So what I'm going to do is I think what I'm going to do is I've kind of been able to streamline my process a little bit. So I'm going to say that anybody who watches this video, whether you sub or not, if you're not sub, entertain subscribing. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs, right? See what I did there? But especially for people who can't watch these particular lives and they're like, you know, committed viewers or whatever, anybody who sees this point, they can enter to win the Aguei solar panel. And what I would like you to do is don't put the link, but after this video is over, and I mean when the stream is done, you can no longer comment. You have to actually go and comment on the video like you would a normal video. After this stream is done, I want you to comment any video of mine that you have ever commented on. Should I even do that? That feels kind of arbitrary. I'm making it up as I go along. I had an idea of what I was going to do. And what I'm trying to, because everybody doesn't comment, right? You know, people don't always comment on the videos. Hey, you should comment on the videos. And you should hit the thumbs up button if you're into that, you know. But comment on the videos for sure. Just say what up, you know what I mean? Like it helps push my videos out to people. YouTube looks at what they call viewer satisfaction, and all of that stuff is a part of that. Now, I don't want to game the system, but I do want you guys to understand, if you enjoy the content, ways by which you can tell YouTube that you enjoy the content, right? So I kind of don't want to make it about people who have commented. Boom, I know what we'll do. Tell me your favorite video that I've done. Comment after the video. They have to comment something. So I have to do something that makes it about like people who actually watch the video. So tell me your favorite video that you've watched, and then I'll pick a comment and I'll go off of that. I'm not even gonna make it about like you having to verify you're a sub or whatever. This will just be open to everyone.
They just comment, I want the panel. Boom.
I love how this non-YouTuber person over here wants to tell me how to do YouTube stuff. I love that.
I am a YouTuber, but not consistent.
You're a co-YouTuber. We have a family channel that we haven't posted to in at least 2 years. It's probably been a year, but anyway. Let's see. Oh, one caveat. I'm sorry in advance, but I'm keeping the adapters. These right here, you can see it ain't many of them. I'm keeping these. I need these in my life. So if you have something other than 5525 or Anderson, because I think it comes with an Anderson cable and a 5525 cable. I'll give you both of those cables, but I'm keeping this. I think this is from the Aguei. You're gonna have to buy your own one of these. And you may not even need this. If you have a Jackery or if you got the Techoss, like bro, let's go check out their YouTube channel. You would have to only buy a 5521 to 8mm adapter. So if you have something else, you would only have to buy an adapter to that. Let's say you have the Babine, or the Babine is the only kind of known one. You'd have to do a 5521 to 5525. Now, I don't know if you can use that dip with the EcoFlow. I don't know if there's a barrel connector to XT60, but Amazon is your oyster. You can go out there and discover America, as Claire Huxtable said. All right, I think that's so. Yeah, after the video is over, say my favorite video. If you're interested in the Aguei solar panel, if you're in the lower 48 states, I cannot ship to overseas. I don't think I can afford it. And I don't think I can afford to ship to Hawaii or Alaska.
And you just don't want to.
That's right. My wife is saying I can, I just don't want to. And honestly, I just need to look into how much it costs. I wonder if it's just going to be double or if it will be triple or something like that. I actually know a YouTuber who used to live in Hawaii. I think they moved. All right. Comment your favorite video and let me know that you're interested in the panel. I think. Yeah. Oh, you know what? No. Let's not do that. Comment what your favorite video is. Just say my favorite video was, my favorite video is, and I'll pick the comment based on the word favorite. Boom. And then what will happen is when I get ready to pick it, it may be a little bit longer than a week because I need to record this Rockpals solar panel video and I want to use the Aguei to compare the size. So as soon as I finish that video, I'll pick the winner. I'll comment under the winner. I'll heart your comment. I usually don't heart any comments of anybody who's interested in winning the device because that wastes that notification. So I want you to be able to get the notification and then see that you won. So that's how we're going to do it. Is that clear? Y'all let me know if that's clear or confusing. Can I use that on my Bluetti EB70? Your EB70 has an 8mm adapter, so you won't have a way to adapt it. You'll just have to buy the adapter. And bro, let's go. If you plan on getting a panel at any time soon, you may want to go ahead and buy your MC4 to 8mm adapter so that you have it by the time your device gets there. You know what I mean? Just something to think about. Artigraph said the adapters are the best part. Yeah, that you right. You right, Eddie. You right. but they're like less than $10. They were probably like $8 or something like that. So I I feel like, could I put those together if I wanted to? They're like all over the place. I need them. I need them. My bad. I need them. Sorry. I need them. Wait, let me see if that makes sense. Does that make sense, guys? Clear, clear, boom, boom. Okay, good money, good money. Clear and clear. I got clear from. I need adapters. I have none. Y'all on them adapters. I'm gonna put a link to some adapters in this video after it's over. I think I have 2 sets from the Aguei and the this Renogy panel. Did I ever show y'all the Renogy panel? I got a Renogy folding panel that I got for $70, and it puts out like 35 watts of power. I'm not impressed with it, but it was only $70, right? So I essentially, so let me explain this. I essentially, for $2 per watt, got an actual device that puts out power at $2 per watt. What I mean is this. When you buy a panel for $2 per watt, you're paying $2 per watt for its rated output, not its actual output. I got $2 per watt for its actual output, which is a different thing, and I feel good about that. But 35 watts doesn't make it necessarily worth it for me to pull this out and put in the sun when I got like rigid panels and all that. No lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I wanted to send a panel to Bro Let's Go with their power station, but I didn't have one I could just let go arbitrarily. And I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to win stuff. So, but y'all, that's like, yeah, I mean, I wanted to, but I was just like, nah. I almost asked my wife about it. Like, babe, do you think I should send them a panel with the power station? That's, you would have said yeah. So if I said, but is that fair to send it to them versus letting everybody get a chance to win it? You still would have been like, nope, send it to them. She said, you know what? That's a fact. Yeah, I thought about it. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, do that. That would be great if you would sell them. That would be great if they would sell them that way. Actually, actual output. Oh yeah. That would be great. Shoot, that would be great. That's why I like buying HQST panels. I was compelled. Just a quick deviation. I kind of wanted to try out those BougeRV panels, but I'm trying not to be greedy with spending my money because I feel like if I'm just patient, they'll probably send me one at some point. And I didn't get into YouTube to spend money. So that's kind of like a challenge for me. But I want to check out those BougeRV panels. Especially one guy did a video on it. I shared it in a community tab. That's another reason why I don't necessarily love the community tab, because YouTube only shows it to people algorithmically. Whereas like the Patreon newsfeed, there'll be some paid content on there eventually if you guys get into it at some point. But I like that I could just put stuff there and then you just go to the page and you could just see what's there. It's not like they're going to hide stuff from you and all that jazz. But I made a post about a guy who compared the BougeRV to the Renogy panel. And the BougeRV panel was a good bit smaller than the Renogy panel. And they put out about the same amount of watts. I had been thinking about buying a 75 watt panel because I like the smaller form factor. I ultimately decided against it because it's like, why buy a 75 watt panel? So, you know. Okay. I talked about that. I think we're good on those topics. This is good for us and over them. I'm trying to decide between the You type the EB10 and the or did you mean 150? Is that Nuke or Canuck? Or trying one of the Oupes. How much is the Oupes these days? Sometimes it's like $5.50, then other times it's like $3.99. The prices be all over the place. I don't know. I was researching the. Let me know if you mean the 150 to 120 Canuck. My bad, the EB70. So the EB70 and I'm trying to. Oh, okay, I got you. EB70 and the EB120. The EB120 is like $800, and the EB70 is what, $540? It goes down to $499 sometimes, I believe. I don't know. I think that's a call on your part. I like the EB120 because it has the ability to take in all that solar, so you can kind of grow into that device. It has better specs. I think the EB120 is a compelling device. I mean, that's why I got one. Welcome back. I don't know what that last word. That almost sounds like profanity. Kafaffles. So our graph is all over the place. I dig it. 2%. The Aguei panels were adequate, not the best. Nah, they didn't put out a whole lot of output, but their price was right. Again, when that Aguei panel came out, it produced about what, like 80 some odd watts, and it was selling for 149. So again, you got a 80-watt panel for a little bit less than $2 per watt, and that was on real output. That wasn't on fake output. That wasn't on advertised output. So you spent $2 per watt for actual output. I'm a fan of that all day, if you can accomplish that. Now, our graph, there is a viewer in the community that has four, as far as I know, 4 SP200 panels that they're trying to sell. They're in the Texas area. I do believe they are willing to ship, but coming to scoop them things is always better. And selling them for $350 a pop, which those panels are expensive. They typically go for like $500. I think that's overpriced, but who am I to talk to Bluetti about how much they sell panels for? But you can get them for $150 cheaper. Is my understanding that all they did was open them up to test them, and they haven't used them ever since. So the dips are pretty much brand new. I guess if anybody is interested, you can comment or message me or email me at solarquestions@askive.com or something like that. I could put you in touch with the person. We could figure it out. You know what I mean? Okay, so South Padre is speaking on behalf of herself. I was going to be super vague about it, but she's selling the panels. She has 4 of them. Do you still have 4 of them? I saw something where there was some people expressing some interest and all that jazz. I made a community post about it today. That's what you can do. If you're interested in the panels, go to the community post I made today and make a comment there. South Padre, you can monitor that community post. And then if people reach out, you can respond to them and y'all can interact and y'all can figure it out. I will say on her behalf, only if you're really interested. Like, if you're really interested, then reach out. Don't be like just asking questions for the sake of asking questions. But that's my preference. Anyway, Doug Life. The Oupes 600 watt is now $350 with a $200 coupon on Amazon. Ah, nice. That's what's up. And I'll put a timestamp in this live at some point because it's a lot of work to put these timestamps in here. So that people could come right to this point. And then I'll probably put a link to the community post so that people, so I'll kind of orchestrate it and all that jazz. I think I covered everything. I'm good money. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and let them fly. I'll see if I can answer them. Let's see. So a quick recap. I want y'all, if y'all are into the people being on the road and doing the stuff and visiting the places, go check out Bro Let's Go. BRUHLETSGEAUX. It's a word that is used in New Orleans. So if you ever need to figure that out, just look at the Go Saints, which is not G-O. Check them out. Good stuff. Thank you guys so much for the people who take the time to say thanks with coins. I appreciate that greatly. I appreciate y'all who just watch the videos and hit the like and drop comments. That's another way that you can, in some instance, support the channel. That's clutch, sharing videos and all that jazz. I want to encourage y'all to, I'm wrapping up. You better wrap that gavel up, B. I want to encourage you guys to try and check out the Patreon page. To be clear, I'm not making posts that are behind the paywall. They're all in front of the paywall for now, just figuring stuff out. But I want to use the Patreon page more, where you guys can go and see what's going on and possibly see videos and sales and all that jazz. I don't want to rely as much on the community tab for YouTube, because it's controlled by the algorithm. We have the instructions for the Aguei panel. If you're interested in that, a quick recap. After this video is over, I want you to comment what your favorite video is. Use the word favorite after the video is over. When you can't comment anymore, you go comment in it like a normal video and say, my favorite video was ... You could just say the one about the blah, 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 blah. It doesn't have to be the actual title and all that jazz. And then I'll pick a winner based on the word favorite. Your favorite video was the one about the power stations. I might not let you win it if you say that. My favorite video was the one you did that time. You might not win it if you do that. When you was talking about them solar panels and stuff and junk. The new ones with the rectangles and the cells. Yeah, you got the car?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. What color is it?
Good cat.
What? Get out of here, weirdo. Hey, mama. You trying to give me your cup? What else? Oh, the Rockpals devices are on sale. Go check those out. I'll put some links in the dip. As long as you click any of my affiliate links before you make the purchase, if you're into that, if you're into me getting those few pennies, then go ahead and just wait for the link, or click any other affiliate link that I've ever shared before, and it works out pretty much the same. And then we have the Bluetti panels for sale by South Padre. In the Texas area, northern, I believe, 350 a pop, only used once. She has 4 of them for sale, and she's selling them because she's going to rigid panels. Nothing wrong with them, pristine condition. I think she said she has 2 of the boxes for them, and then 2 of them don't have the boxes. So there you go. Let's see what y'all snapping and trapping about. Hey, love to cuddle. Always good to see you. Yeah, y'all quiet. All right. Y'all be beautiful. If you haven't watched the budget power station video, go watch that. If you watched it, go play it again. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. I'm out.